Alright, hello everyone, and this is my draft analysis for the CWL, which is a league I created. Yeah, it's a Wi-Fi league, so you have to just be annoyed by my awful 3DS recordings since I don't have a capture card. So yeah, but yeah, here's my draft. So, first pick, I picked Necrozma, because if you've watched any of my draft league videos from the past, you know that I've never ever beaten Necrozma. So, well, I just wanted to use it rather than be beat by it. I also made it one of my Z users, which was represented by this Z crystal it's holding. But yeah. You can see that it gets a very wide variety of moves. It has Double Dance with Combined, plus Autotomize / Rock Polish. Combined and Swords Dance. It gets a physical and special set with Photon Geyser. Power Gem is good. Heat Wave is good. Knockoff provides a good amount of utility. It gets Morning Sun and Moonlight. So it gets a good amount of recovery. It does get Stealth Rocks too, although I do have a good amount of those already. And it's also kind of pretty decent under Trick Room, although my team is not that Trick Room oriented. It was just a little thing to note. So after that, actually, no, I do want to talk about something. Yeah, it does get physical and special sets. It has, like, Dark Pulse, Knockoff Night Slash, you know, all that stuff. So it has move coverage to run both physical and special, which is something that's always good. So next, I picked Ninetales Alola because, again, Ice-type is always something that's good because while Ice-type resists practically nothing resists Ice-types. It's just water, fire, steel, and ice itself. And you can get around the whole water thing with Freeze Dry, which Alola Ninetales does, in fact, get. It also gets Moonblast, Nasty Plot, which looking like be a setup sweeper, especially with that good base 109 seed, which outspeeds Kartana by 1 point. Just see this right here, 348. No, it ties with Kartana. Sorry, speed ties with Kartana. It can set up Aurora Veil first turn. It's the only Pokemon besides Alolan and Vulpix that can do that, and nobody's running Alolan and Vulpix in a draft league with, yeah, that's not LC. So, yeah, I get to use Aurora Veil kind of at will, which is always nice. Encore has some cool stuff. Possibly it does get Roar, Heal Bell. I don't have quite too many Heal Bells, but I do fix that later. Yeah, I just kind of get some other like cool techs, such as like Psyshock and stuff like that. But that's kind of it for Ninetales. I don't really have that much else to say. Next is Mega Scizor. Now, I used a rain team before in just, like, casually on Wi-Fi, and Mega Scizor is actually, like, a huge asset to that. Like, it does not die to anything besides fire attacks, and in the rain it just doesn't die to those fire attacks. Like, yes, my team gets weak to fire, but it doesn't matter. I kind of fixed that. Bug Bite is boosted by Technician. So if we get Bug Bite, 60 base goes to 90 power Bug Buzz, which is Bug Bite, I mean. Which is even stronger than U-Turn, since U-Turn is not boosted by Technician. So that's always good. It gets Roost, Pursuit, Knockoff, Bullet Punch, which is boosted by Technician, so it's a base 60 priority move, which is the highest. Only by extreme speed being higher, but it resists extreme speed, so it kind of has all that stuff on priority. It gets superpower. It cover like steel types that it otherwise couldn't hit, and that's kind of it for Scizor, because it's just incredibly bulky. Like, look at that defense. That's good. It's bulkier than Skarmory, and that's saying something. Alright, Como, who is unfortunately not one of my Z users due to the Z point mechanics. Basically, what happens is you get 100 Z points, and making a tier 1 Z user is 80 points. Making a tier 2 is 60, and I don't have enough for both Necrozma and Como. So, yeah, it's not a Z user, but, like, this ability set is honestly, like, really cool. It's probably one of my favorites. And also a good reminder for me to constantly use aromatherapy on Chansey every single time. Because if I make it soundproof, I don't want to, like, not get cured from Heal Bell. Especially because they don't have any sap sippers on the team. Overcoat makes it so it kind of covers, like, it doesn't get chipped by a hail from Ninetales. Bulletproof is just really cool in itself because, like, Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast, Shadow Ball, Zap Cannon, like, Ball, Bomb, Blast, and Cannon moves, I think, don't affect Bulletproof bonds. And it has a good special set with, like, Clanging Scales, and a good physical set with, like, Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw. And now that it has, like, Close Combat and Chain Punch, it now can actually run that physical set, whereas before, its best physical move was Sky Uppercut, which is not winning any battles. Next, Arcanine. So, Arcanine gets Intimidate and Flash Fire, which are really good abilities. Flash Fire kind of covers my fire weakness on Ninetales and Scizor. Intimidate just weakens physical attackers. It can be offensive with, like, an offensive Flare Blitz set or a defensive Flare Blitz set, and they won't really know until you do the damage calc. It gets Extreme Speed. It gets Morning Sun, so it has a good amount of recovery. It gets Will-O-Wisp. Roar for phasing. But, like, the Will-O-Wisp is actually, like, really good because you cannot send any physical attacker against Arcanine because you might get Will-O-Wisp, especially, like, if that Arcanine, like, if you can't one-shot the Arcanine, which you most likely won't with Intimidate, you shouldn't be able, you wouldn't want to stay in, even if you're super effective, because Will-O-Wisp will just happen. By the way, there's something I want to look up. When I was looking up Flash Fire, is that, like, if Will-O-Wisp was used on a Flash Fire Mon, then, it would trigger Flash Fire and Burn, but yeah, you have to, like, Skull Swap it on, so, yeah. That's fine, I just wanted to look that up. So next is Vaporeon with Water Absorb. It's a water resist, it gets Heal Bell, Roar, Wish, and Baton Pass. Like, I could possibly, like, Baton Pass and Acid Armor onto Scizor and it would never die, ever. Or, does it get Amnesia? It doesn't get Amnesia, alright. Alright, yeah, it was... But yeah, like, that might happen. All the evolutions, like, the defensive evolutions are, like, really good walls. Vaporeon can also burn with Scald, and it has a decent move pool with, like, Ice Beam, and Shadow Ball, and Signal Beam, and that stuff, so, yeah, it can definitely hit a variety of things, plus it can weaken them with Toxic, too, and it has a really good HP, like, kind of like bad defense, but it has a decent spin off, so we're good with that. And it just walls a lot of things. So next is my Gligar. Gligar has always been one of my favorite mons to use, especially now because I know like it's knockoff, but like I can utilize it. Get Stealth Rock and Defog, so it can control the hazards pretty well with that. It has like a sword stance set, which is more commonly used on Gliscor because Facade. It gets U-turn, so it still like gets Momentum. Earthquake hits actually like pretty hard. Knockoff is a great amount of utility, and plus Gligar's like a tier 4, so it's kind of expendable in battles most of the time, because like other mons that are just higher in the tiers normally just do more. So that's good because I can kind of just expend it. Plus, I can use it as kind of like a Skull Breaker with Taunt, so that's always good. Alright, next is Shaman. Shaman has 2 sets. One is an offensive set, which is typically run with Scarf for speed control, because that base 100 just is not winning any battles. With like Seed Flare, Earth Power, possibly Healing Wish. And the other is a defensive set with like Leech Seed and Rest, which just does not die, because if you switch out while you're rested, you can kind of just mitigate the whole sleep thing, because the natural cure cures your sleep, which is always really good. It gets Aromatherapy, although you don't really think of Shaman or Aromatherapy, because that doesn't do really much with Shaman. But it does hit decently hard with the offensive set. It doesn't die with the defensive set. It's just overall a really good Pokemon that I'm glad to have drafted. So, Chansey. Yeah, Chansey. You slap an Eviolite on this thing and it doesn't die. It gets Stealth Rocks, it gets Swish and Protect, it gets Aromatherapy and Heal Bell. It just hits things with Seismitoss for a good amount of damage. Solid amount of damage, especially with those terrible, terrible attacks. And it just lives every single special hit. I'm sorry. And it's really, really good. Because it just doesn't die, like, at all, and it can just be that support mon. Unfortunately, it is setup fodder, because wait, does it get Whirlwind? I wanna test this out. It doesn't get Whirlwind, or Roar, or Dragon Tail, or Circle Throw. Yeah, it doesn't get any phasing, so like Monster's like set up on it and then just eat my team. But I should hopefully know when that's going on, so I don't get set up on and just straight up lose. It also gets Natural Cure, so it can't be worn down with Toxic and that stuff, although it never would have since it gets Aromatherapy and EOL. Most likely you're going to be wanting to run Natural Cure anyway, because you don't really need any other abilities. Alright, now Sandslash, my first tier 5. So, paired with Ninetales and with Slush Rush, it just gets an absurd amount of speed. And you throw up Swords Dance and win. That's kind of what you do. You kill, like, guaranteed 3 mons every single time. I'm under Aurora Veil, because Ninetales sets up the Aurora Veil, and yeah, you aren't dying from anything that is less than a quad effective hit from a stab user of it. Yeah, I did not think of that very well. It gets Earthquake, it gets Icicle Crash. Does it get Ice Shard? It doesn't get Ice Shard, alright. It gets Knockoff. As a Z user, it hits like a truck, but I didn't make it one of my Z users. It also gets Rapid Spin, although most likely I'm not going to be using it for Rapid Spin, since it's kind of not the best in defenses, but it's still good in defenses. Like, the physical defense is still good. But, like, having 2 quad weaknesses is nothing that you want to have a defensive mon having. And finally, my other Z user, Kara Costa. If you throw up a Shell Smash, Z Hydro Pump / Z Aqua Tail / Z Waterfall, it just kills everything. Plus, it's not limited to Z Water. Just as Necrozma isn't limited to Z Psychic. I just used what I'm most likely going to be using. It gets every single Z move it can run. So it gets Titanium Z Focus Blast. It gets Darkanium Z Crunch. It gets, I don't know, Steelium Z, whatever I want. It gets Aqua Jet 2 as priority, so you throw up that Shell Smash, 108 attack, boosted, 252 plus Adamant, 312 becomes 600, wait, no, we're making the, well, this is a Wi-Fi leak, it's level 50, let me just, here we go, 158, 300, and, 316? 316? Yeah, I think 316. I mean, like, that is a base 50 that hits like a level 100. Like, a level 50 that hits like a level 100 after a Shell Smash with Aqua Jet. And it's hitting level 50s. So that's just really good. But that's kind of all I have. Quick rundown of my team for the CWL. Yeah, that's all for now, and I'm going to stop yawning, hopefully. Yeah, see you next time.